Spent the last decade polishing the surface, making sure the light never served a harsh purpose. Every smile legit, every gesture rehearsed. Tried to make sure my narrative was never dispersed. From the script, the one that says you have to be whole. Tired of trading authenticity for crowd control. It's exhausting carrying the weight of the should be, when all I really needed was for somebody to see me. Foundation gets heavy, baby, the lacquer starts to break. I can feel the tremble, the risk I'm about to take. There's a fault line running right down the middle of my grace, and I can't hold this perfect version in place. But you are the soft focus, sanctuary, the only place where my truth isn't scary. I don't have to hide, shine, I don't need the perfect line. When I fall apart, you just rearrange the pieces into something divine. You love the static on the screen, the parts in between, where the pressure drops and I can't simply be seen. I keep these rough seams folded underneath the silk dress. The anxieties I swallow just to look effortless. There are chapters I regret, I usually edit out the sorrow. But you read those pages and asked me about tomorrow. You look at the dents, the places where I've chipped away, and you tell me that's texture, not something to throw away. You don't try to fix it, you don't try to smooth the tide. You just pull up a chair and let the real me reside. I'm letting the mask go, releasing the desperate grip. I can finally breathe, let the words fall from my lips. There's a freedom rushing right down the middle of my chest, knowing this flawed offering is finally put to the test. And you are the soft focus, sanctuary, the only place where my truth isn't scary. I don't have to hide, shine, I don't need the perfect line. When I fall apart, you just rearrange the pieces into something divine. You love the static on the screen, the parts in between, where the pressure drops and I can't simply be seen. Yeah. This isn't just intimacy, this is immunity. You built an airspace just for me, away from the scrutiny. You turn the volume down on the critics in my head. You just lay a gentle hand on all the things I thought were dead. You're not demanding perfection, you're just demanding my presence. And that's the purest kind of acceptance. Just breathe out the holding breath now. Oh, I can finally breathe now. Yeah, yeah, the soft focus, sanctuary. This is where the quiet finds glory. Yeah. Just the truth in you, soft focus. I trace the lines exactly where they fall. Then I run for the key in my locked front door. 'Cause I don't breathe easy till the weight of the day gets shed like the velvet jacket I push away. And I see the light shift, lessons I had to learn, that the armor I wear wasn't built for your concern. You are the unfinished canvas where I finally rest. Every brush stroke messy, you still love me best. No need for filters or the soft focus lens, where my almost and my sins make amends. You hold the soft geometry of my release, my safe harbor, my necessary peace. Yeah, you love the rough edges you see, the incomplete masterpiece that is me. Oh, I bring my heavy arc, cover mistakes I made, the promises I've broken, the doubts that never fade. And you don't flinch or look away, you just pour a clear glass of yesterday, saying, darling, that's just history's dust. You are more than who you were, I trust. I can shed the skin I wore that felt too tight, and stand naked in this low golden light. And I start to breathe easy now, the weight is away. You show me the beauty that was hidden in the gray, and I see the light shift, lessons you helped me learn, that I don't have to fake the fire just to burn. You are the unfinished canvas where I finally rest. Every brush stroke messy, you still love me best. No need for filters or the soft focus lens, where my almost and my sins make amends. You hold the soft geometry of my release, my safe harbor, my necessary peace. Yeah, you love the rough edges you see, the incomplete masterpiece that is me. Yeah. You are the lights trying to burn out the shadows I keep, but you built a fire where the shadows can sleep. You don't try to fix the damage, you just adjust the frame. You call my vulnerability by its real beautiful name, and you whisper, stay here, you don't have to win, just stop guarding the space where the healing begins. Every brush stroke messy, you still like the massive layers, so the soft focus lens, where my almost and my sins make a mess. You hold the soft geometry of my release, my safe harbor, my necessary peace. No required perfection here. Oh no, only truth, only you holding me near. Just let it breathe, just let it breathe. Nothing's can my sweet, sweet reprieve. No judgment here, just acceptance. Right here with you, my soft geometry. I peel the cellophane off the polished version I wear, the one that moves fluidly under the weight of expectation. It cost me mileage, it cost me years of careful repair to silence all the questions in my head about filtration. I keep a rigid spine for the daylight operation, but the moment the key turns in the lock, the performance ends. I leave the high gloss packaging on the fire escape ledge. A perfect woman needs no perfect friends. I don't act to adjust the dimmer switch when you walk in. You're not here to measure the symmetry of my spirit. You see the ragged edges, the thin places where I begin, and you still pull me closer just to hear it. This is where the porcelain stops and the clay begins. You built a sanctuary for the shadows I hide, where I can take inventory of my beautiful sins and finally know there's nowhere else to run and nowhere left to confide. You love the blueprint, the flaws, the unfinished design. Oh baby, the safe space is absolutely mine. Oh, I came to you weighted down with history. I tried to erase every misplaced word, every clumsy mistake I made before you. But you treated my scars not like evidence, but like edge laced, telling me those quiet moments were actually forming you. I stopped holding my breath, waiting for the critical word, the moment when the contract suddenly expires. Because you saw the worth of the story that had often been blurred, and you didn't ask me to extinguish my own fires. I don't have to look away when I mention the past hurts. I can lay the truth down flat, heavy, and undistorted. You don't categorize me by the worst of my short skirts. You just hold the door open for the me I discarded. This is where the porcelain stops and the play begins. And you built the sanctuary for the shadow side, where I can take inventory of my beautiful sin. And finally know there's nowhere else to run and nowhere left to confide. You love the blueprint, the flaws, the unfinished design. Oh baby, this safe space is absolutely mine. I used to think acceptance was tolerance wrapped in ribbon, but you don't tolerate the cracks, you call them texture. You don't just handle my baggage, you help me live it. This beautiful, messy truth, there's no other fixture. You are the one constant frequency, the steady soulful drone, the only place I've ever felt completely, safely known. The clay began and sanctuary for the shadow. You round it for me, yeah. Inventory of my beautiful sin. Yeah, my wonderful sin. To confide, you love the blueprint, the flaws, the unfinished design. Oh baby, the safe space is absolutely mine. My safe space. I'm just clay now, baby. Just breathing slow, slow. Don't you ever close this door. My porcelain and clay fade out on smooth ground. the city wires, iris focus in the day. My posture's engineered so nothing fragile gives away. I hide the seams where I've been torn, the places where I fall short. A perfect pitch veneer, a carefully curated report. But I know the low light shows the ghost of what I try to be. I'm a photograph of chaos saved in high fidelity. And I thought that finding love meant always showing up restored. But you asked for the unretouched file, you just opened the door. The air gets heavy when I'm standing at the edge, waiting for the judgment, standing on the ledge. But I felt the gravity shift when you took my hand. You didn't try to fix me, you just let me land. This is where the blueprint fails and the architecture's free, where the silence holds the unscripted honest parts of me. My sanctuary coordinates are traced upon your skin. You don't just tolerate my cracks, you let the sunlight in. You said stay messy, stay true, just bring your baseline true. This habit isn't temporary, it's the solid, soulful proof. I came in sharp edges, still unfinished at the core. Like a house built by a skeptic who keeps knocking at the floor. I waited for the moment you'd revoke the courtesy, when you'd finally weigh the baggage and decide you had to flee. But outside the world static, in the quiet where we meet, you turn down the volume of the noise inside my street. You don't smooth out the texture of the feelings that I keep. You just wrap the broken pieces up in promises you speak. The air gets heavy when I'm standing at the edge, but I trade the insecurity for promises you pledge. And I felt the gravity shift when you took my hand. You didn't try to fix me, you just let me land. This is where the blueprint fails and the architecture's free, where the silence holds the unscripted honest parts of me. My sanctuary coordinates are traced upon your skin. You don't just tolerate my cracks, you let the sunlight in. You said stay messy, stay true, just bring your baseline truth. This harbor isn't temporary, it's the solid, soulful proof. I have finally dismantled the defense I built so high, because you look straight at my flaws and you don't even flinch an eye. You're the foundation that's earthquake proof, the reason I can breathe. I never have to edit what I give or what I need. This isn't just acceptance, baby, this is active love, sent down from some sweet place that only angels speak of. Oh, this is where the blueprint fails and the architecture's free. The silence holds the unscripted honest parts of me. My sanctuary coordinates are traced upon your skin. You don't just tolerate my cracks, let the sunlight in. You said stay messy, stay true, just bring your baseline truth. This harbor isn't temporary, it's the solid, soulful proof. upset. I'm perfectly safe here. You saw the real thing, and you never let me forget it. Unedited, unfiltered, my soulful proof.
Used to spend hours by the mirror's edge, making sure the seams were tight before I left the ledge. I wore this heavy tailored mask, polished and so clean, nobody ever saw the shaky thing beneath the sheen. Felt like a house of cards built on a restless breeze. Every high note had to hide the subtle trace of unease, praying that the light inhaled just so to mask the stain. The exhaustion of pretending felt like constant rain. But when you walked into the room, you didn't ask me to adjust the light. You just saw the shadow and said it's alright. Didn't tell me to straighten my spine, didn't ask me to pose. You saw the real foundation that nobody else knows. You love the way the fracture pieces fit. You're the 100 BPM rhythm I can lean into. Every chipped edge, every slight oversight, you just hold it close and call it unfiltered light. This is my safe space, built on honest ground, where the sound of my truth is the loudest sound. I don't have to fix myself for you to see my worth. You are the softest landing on this lonely earth. Remember the small insecurity I kept folded in my chest, the quiet tremor that refused to ever be suppressed. You let me pull it out, unfold it in the sun. Didn't offer quick fixes, didn't tell me I was wrong. That's a language I hadn't heard before the day you came. Just the freedom to be unfinished without the blame. No more covering the blueprint where the construction paused. Only vetted assurance in the quiet of your applause. And suddenly the pressure released like air from a balloon. Now I can trust the sunlight even at high noon. You never wanted the perfected version on display. You love the messy process of finding my own way. You love the way the fracture pieces fit. You're the 100 BPM rhythm I can lean into. Every chipped edge, every slight oversight, you just hold it close and call it unfiltered light. This is my safe space, built on honest ground, where the sound of my truth is the loudest sound. I don't have to fix myself for you to see my worth. You are the softest landing on this lonely earth. They taught me that the only beauty was the flawless design, but the real truth is found in the texture where the fault lines shine. You didn't just accept the imperfections, no, you kissed the scar. And now my whole foundation knows exactly who we are. Finally breathing out the armor, letting it all fall down. I found my sanctuary right here in this sacred town. Oh, the softest landing, yeah. I can finally rest here, built on honest ground, where I don't have to fix myself, no. Just let my truth be the sound. My safe space, softest landing.
I carry this heavy coat of composure. Preston starts for the viewing hours. Watch my angles in the window pane reflection, making sure the cracks don't show. It's a full-time performance, baby. The choreography of having it all together. I smile wider when the spotlight hits, hoping nobody sees the frayed edge of the sweater. But the moment I turn your key in the lock, the structure melts away. I forget the script. I don't have to keep the tempo steady. I can finally drop the polished clip. Every single muscle in my jaw loosens, and the weight of the day just slips. Cause you love the static on the frequency, the torn seam of the blueprint, the chip tile in the floor. You don't try to smooth the edges down or ask me what I'm running from anymore. I am the daylight version here, unfiltered, unfinished, totally clear. You built a space where my faults sound like rhythm, and my imperfection is the only welcome key. Oh. I show you the receipts for all the times I fell short, the conversations I regret having. You look at the history like it's just rain on the pavement, not a lasting stain on my soul. You let me pull down the curtain of success and show you the anxious core beneath it. Other eyes see a trophy on the mantle, but yours see the child who's still afraid to reach it. I can confess the whispers I keep silent, the fears I usually drown in sound. You don't rush to offer me a solution, you just hold the quiet space around. Cause you love the static on the frequency, the torn seam of the blueprint, the chip tile in the floor. You don't try to smooth the edges down or ask me what I'm running from anymore. I am the daylight version here, unfiltered, unfinished, totally clear. You built a space where my faults sound like rhythm, and my imperfection is the only welcome key. Most people build high walls against the truth, but you built a soft corner just for my fragility. It's like finding a silent room in the center of the city's loudest, sharpest velocity. You are the only mirror I know that doesn't try to fix the reflection. You just hold the light steady, saying go on, show me your beautiful dereliction. Cause you love the static, don't seam of the blueprint, the chip tile in the floor. You don't try to smooth the edges down, don't try to change or ask me what I'm running from anymore. I am the daylight version here, unfiltered, unfinished, totally clear. You built a space where my faults sound like rhythm, and my imperfection is the only welcome key. The only key, yeah. Just the daylight version, babe. No more hiding in the shade of expectation. Just the rhythm of the real me. Safe with you. Oh, you cleared me of judgment. I spend my daylight hours laying control. A polished, flawless armor heavy on my soul. Every hairline cracked, meticulously concealed. A perfect curvature, a destiny revealed. I know the choreography of keeping it tight. Walking the fine line between the dark and the light. But I leave the city's frantic neon glow behind and cross your threshold, leave the performance behind. And the first thing I do when I walk through that door is let the perfect version drop to the floor. I'm shedding skins I swore I'd always keep, praying you still see the truth buried deep. You don't ask me to be fixed, you just let me unfold all my messy edges, stories untold. This is the one place where the volume turns down low, and I can watch my vulnerability glow. You look at the fading thread and call it fine line. Yeah, this is my safe, unscripted scene, this space. Oh, I finally breathe here. Sometimes my rhythm gets off tempo, baby. My tempo flares too quick to shake it. I wake up with these ghosts still in my head and forget all the kind words I should have said out there. That's losing grip, it's a tragic flaw. But here, you just pull me closer, defying the law. You see the tremble in my hand, you don't judge it, you just hold it steady, subtly adjust it. And the fear I carry that I won't measure up slowly empties out of this bitter cup. I'm shedding skins I swore I'd always keep, and I trust your promises, sounding deep. You don't ask me to be factual, just let me unfold all my messy edges, stories untold. This is the one place where the volume turns down low, and I can watch my vulnerability glow. You look at the frayed thread and call it fine line. Yeah, this is my safe, unscripted scene, this space. They say perfection is the price of entry, but you offer refuge, you grant me sanctuary. You turn the spotlight away from all the cracks, made me realize they are not burdens I have to pass. Away in the shadows, waiting for the dark, they are the essential outline, the true demarcation mark. You love the shadow just as much as the light I chase. You don't ask me to be fixed, you just let me unfold all my messy edges, stories. Where the volume watched up, it turns down, and watch my vulnerability glow. You look at the flaring thread and call it fine line. Yeah, this is my safe, unscripted scene in space, unscripted, babe. yeah, just the way I am. And all you understand, I'm breathing deep now, I'm finally safe. Safe place, safe place. I'm finally safe with you. Safe, safe. Oh, I can stay right here.
I walk in wearing my best disguise, a tailored smile and rehearsed replies, the kind of armor you can't see under, designed to shield me from the thunder. I've mastered the art of holding my breath, protecting the pieces, afraid of death, of judgment, of critique, of finding out that my truth is louder than my doubt. But standing right here on your threshold line, I feel the tension begin to unwind. It's been months since I let the surface break, and God knows my muscles ache. I was preparing my lullaby just in case you saw the shadows that cling to my face, but your eyes already read the weariness, the weight of perfection, the emptiness. There's no use pretending the foundation's flat. You saw the architecture, knew where the cracks were at. So let me set this heavy briefcase down before I drown. This is where the ceiling's high enough to hold my mess, where the foundation is made of grace and slow caress. You see the ragged edges and call them texture, not broken parts but necessary structure. Yeah. You are the zero filter light, the unedited space, where I can finally let the gravity lift from my face. No need for camouflage, no need for the sound check. I am the raw, untempered version, and you want that. I'll show you the notes I crumpled up and threw away, the harsh mistakes I still regret today, the silent panic that hits at 3 a.m., the history I usually try to condemn. I've got scars that aren't visible to the world outside, deep little valleys where my fears reside. I expected the shock, the quick withdrawal, the moment you realize I could fall, but you just move closer to the vulnerability. You treat my flaws like a quiet discovery, a beautiful secret, not a thing you fix. You love the alchemy of the imperfectness. My breathing always hitched when you got too close, but you didn't press, you just helped me transpose the key signature from fear into relief, turning the page on a lifetime of disbelief. The shell I carried felt too heavy to wear. Tonight I'm setting down the burden of care. Oh yeah, this is where the ceiling's high enough to hold my mess, where the foundation is made of grace and slow caress. You see the ragged edges and call them texture, not broken parts but necessary structure. Yeah. You are the zero filter light, the unedited space, where I can finally let the gravity lift from my face. No need for camouflage, no need for the sound check. I am the raw, untempered version, and you want that, yeah. Everyone else just wanted the finished manuscript. You saw the crossed out lines, the words I stripped. And you said, keep them all, they tell the full account. This quiet comprehension is the highest amount of love I've ever known, the pure, distilled kind, where my history isn't something I have to hide behind. You shifted my axis, you're my safe harbor key, the only one who truly unlocked me. Unlocked me, yeah. Just the untempered version, and you want that. The zero filter light shining. I'm just breathing here, just breathing.
I built my shell from polished stone and heavy tailoring, a stiff starch smile that showed no fraying. Spent years in the light just maintaining the illusion, hiding all the fine print of my deep confusion. Every crooked seam, every place the paint was fading, I tucked it tight beneath the perfect shading. Used to think that grace was only for the flawless, so I kept my hands closed, afraid to feel lawless. But the pressure of that gravity started wearing thin. I finally reached the point where I couldn't hold it in, when the mirror cracked and showed the truth beneath the veneer. I was waiting for the judgment, waiting for the fear, but you just stepped closer, silent and intentional. Told me my imperfection was essential. You are the softest corner in a world built of sharp edges, the only space where I don't have to climb over my own ledges. You don't just tolerate my broken parts, you catalog the art. Every fissure, every scar that left its mark, you see the shadow and you call it texture, not damage. This is the only language I can manage, where I can breathe out all the static and the sound. It's the safest ground that I have ever found. I tried to warn you about the ghosts that walk these hallways, the ones that whisper I'll fall short in countless ways. But you just listen to the whispers like that distant rain, and show me how the pressure only deepened the grain. You found the rhythm in my slight hesitation, the quiet song held in my anticipation. You look at all the places where I feel untethered, and tell me that we'll keep the pieces woven tightly together. There's no need to posture, no disguise to maintain. I feel the heavy armor just dissolve beneath the pouring rain. I used to think acceptance meant forgiveness of my past, but with you acceptance means that this is built to last. You are the softest corner in a world built of sharp edges, the only space where I don't have to climb over my own ledges. You don't just tolerate my broken parts, you catalog the art. Every fissure, every scar that left its mark, you see the shadow and you call it texture, not damage. This is the only language I can manage, where I can breathe out all the static and the sound. It's the safest ground that I have ever found. I spent so long finish line. But you showed me the strength is in the yielding, the quiet beauty that the truth is revealing. I didn't know I could be loved for what I lack. I found my straight path when I stopped trying to backtrack. You redefined hope for me, yeah. You broke the mold. You made my weary little story feel like pure gold. You see the texture, baby. You call it grace, you call it home. The softest corner, yeah. I can finally be alone with you and still feel completely seen. Fade out. I spend my whole day measuring my words, smoothing out the edges, the things I haven't learned. Every conversation is a carefully crafted script, a smile I wear precisely, right down to the lip. I carry heavy armor just to walk through the light, making sure the cracks don't show, surviving through the night. But the second that the latch gives way and I step inside your room, suddenly the polished floor doesn't matter and the spotlight leaves the gloom. I don't even check the mirror when I hear you call my name. No need to dust the shadows off, no fear of playing your game. For you I had to fix the foundation every time, but here where the tempo drops I realize I'm fine. You found the rhythm in my missing beat. You are the place where broken sounds like complete, a zero resistance zone where the filter melts away. You love the static on the screen, the mistakes I made yesterday. Baby, this is my safe space, my unrehearsed hour where I can be loud or silent and never lose my power. I can show you the anxiety tangled in my throat, the half-finished verses and the messy little note, the history I tried to paint over with a beautiful glaze. You just lean in closer and accept the faded days. You don't ask me to simplify the complicated mind. You let me fold up all the laundry I've been hiding behind. You see the frantic scribbles, the places I got lost, and you look at me like that imperfection is worth the cost. I don't even check the mirror when I hear you call my name. No need to dust the shadows off, no fear of playing your game. For you I had to fix the foundation every time, but here where the tempo drops I realize I'm fine. You found the rhythm in my missing beat. You are the place where broken sounds like complete, a zero resistance zone where the filter melts away. You love the static on the screen, the mistakes I made yesterday. Baby, this is my safe space, my unrehearsed hour where I can be loud or silent and never lose my power. Every other love I knew was conditional and slow. They wanted me to blossom, but didn't let the weeds grow. But you let the rough edges catch the light and shine. You didn't ask for edited footage, you just pressed rewind and said, stay right there, exactly who you are meant to be. This isn't just acceptance, darling, this is sanctuary. You found the rhythm in my missing beat. You are the place where broken sounds like complete. A zero resistance zone where the filter melts away. You love the static on the screen, the mistakes I made yesterday. Baby, this is my safe space, my unrehearsed hour where I can be loud in silence and never lose my power. Just breathe in, breathe out. No pressure tonight. This is where I can finally let the heavy armor fall. My zero resistance zone, my safe space in the unrehearsed hour. Hey. I spent the daylight calibrating my tone, chasing the standard built of steel and chrome. Every kinetic move rehearsed for the screen, hiding the fact that I'm still incomplete. I left the door locked on the chaos inside, fighting the truth I couldn't quite hide, applying pressure to the silhouette of the person they haven't criticized yet. But my calculated breathing starts to break, and the foundation I built begins to shake. There's a residue of judgment on my skin, heavy armor ready to cave in. I need a place where the logic doesn't hold, where the narrative doesn't have to be controlled. You are the 4 a.m. light on my tired face, the only latitude where I find grace. You don't try to polish the fractures in the glass, just hold the mirror steady while the panic passes. This is the quiet room, the sanctuary found, where my weaknesses make the most soulful sound. I can finally exhale the truth I kept repressed in this beautiful safe space of acceptance. I can leave the story unedited tonight. Let the volume drop, dim the fluorescent light. I told you secrets my reflection never heard, and you absorb the silence like a spoken word. No need for footnotes explaining the flaw. You just observe the cracks and honor the raw. You see the beauty in the parts I wanna fold, a piece of history that's begging to be told. You don't measure worth by how well I conceive. When I shared the need to fake a perfect shine, I realized that imperfection is divine. There's no expectation I have to exceed, just the same right here with me. Oh, I walk the pavement like a tightrope walker, holding balance, masking tremor in my stance. I'm a flawless conversation, a smooth talker, the kind of armor you put on for the public dance. I calculated every contour, every highlight, to ensure that the reflection matches the file. But by the time I reach your porch light, my curated smile is cracked for a little while. I used to check the frame before I stepped inside, pulling down the hemline, straightening out the line, expecting that familiar whisper you should hide. But when you look at me, there's nothing to deny. This is where the armor falls away like sand. You don't ask me to be polished, you just take my hand. It's the quiet sound of the pressure giving way. I surrender every effort I built up today. Here the air is deep and safe and slow. It's the policy of no pretense, you already know that I come with the static, the edges and the fray. And you still tell me softly, darling, you can stay. I got dust bunnies thriving in my memories attic, and thoughts that hit the ceiling like a faulty wire. I've spent years trying to make my soul cinematic, burning energy just to keep the image higher. But when I sprawl out on your worn velvet sofa and tell you the ugly truths I couldn't share before, you don't lean back and judge, you just move closer, as if the clutter is what you were waiting for. I used to dread the moment that the lights got low, afraid you'd find the fissures, the places that don't glow. But you just dim the lamps and whisper, let it go. And suddenly the shadows feel like home. This is where the armor falls away like sand. You don't ask me to be polished, you just take my hand. It's the quiet sound of the pressure giving way. I surrender every effort I build up today. Here the air is deep and safe and slow. It's the policy of no pretense, you already know that I come with the static, the edges and the fray. And you still tell me softly, darling, you can stay. You don't try to fix the wiring, you just hold the light. You don't rearrange the pieces to make them fit right. You just confirm that the crooked view is fine. The only place I'm truly wholly mine. I never knew acceptance could feel this soft and true, like sinking into cool water after running through. This is where the armor falls away like sand. You don't ask me to be polished, you just take my hand. It's the quiet sound of the pressure giving way. I surrender every effort I build up today. Here the air is deep and safe and slow. It's the policy of no pretense, you already know that I come with the static, the edges and the fray. stay right here, right here. No pretense, baby, no pretense allowed. Oh, just breathe, just breathe. Outside is 1,000 screaming sirens, but in here the silence is yielding its nightwing. We shut the door on the hustle and the day's debris, just the hum of the quiet and you beside me, shedding the armor that kept us safe and rigid. Now every movement is soft, unhurried, digitized. The light from the street lamp, it barely dares to cross. It knows this atmosphere is hallowed, counting no loss. We don't chase the speed that the moment requires. We stand still in the smoke of 100 spent fires. This feeling is heavy, a rich and slow descent. Every second we borrow is lovingly spent, waiting for the quiet to finally take hold. A story in the making worth more than gold. This is our midnight confession, a gentle fire in the deepest hue. Slow burn, no sudden transgression, just passion dipped in velvet blue. We move at 80 beats per minute, cause the real love takes time to bloom. There's a deep soulful meaning in it, safe in the quiet of this room. I trace the cartography of your collarbone, listening close to the rhythm that's strictly our own. You speak volumes without ever making a sound on this sacred plot of low-lit, hallowed ground. It's not the thunderous peak that moves my soul, but the steady, insistent beat that makes us whole. Skin on skin is the only language we need, planting promises, watching the slow seeds feed. Ooh. Yeah, this is a midnight confession, a gentle fire in the deepest hue. Slow burn, no sudden transgression, just passion dipped in velvet blue. We move at 80 beats per minute, cause the real love takes time to bloom. There's a deep soulful meaning in it, safe in the quiet of this room. Whoa, the clock keeps ticking, but it means nothing here. We've suspended the tyranny of worry and fear. Tell me the secret you only whisper to the dark, that hidden, fragile, incandescent spark. You are the comfort when the current runs cold, a story that never fades, never gets old. This soft intensity is the only way I wanna fall, giving you the essence, giving you my all. 80 BPM, just a heart heavy and true, dipped in velvet blue. Yeah, slow and soulful, baby. My velvet confession. Just us and the low heat. 80 beats. The window pane, just a slow, low hum where the traffic used to be. I watched you fold the day up in the closet, shedding all the heavy silk of expectation. And now the light is failing, just a halo of the moon. Hey, playing shadows on the curve of your collarbone. You move like slow motion. Every gesture deliberate, the kind of quiet that feels absolutely imminent. We didn't need a single word to break the silence, just the knowledge that the current was too strong to fight. It's the space between the inhale and the sigh, darling, where the passion meets the gentle kind of light. This ain't a rush, it's a deep, slow burn. We move on midnight time, lessons we already learned. It's a velvet static when our edges touch. Too quiet for the sound, but we feel it just as much. Soft like the rain on the roof, a foundational deep. This is the rhythm that the rest of the city keeps asleep. Yeah. Your hand finds the back of my neck like it remembers the topography of where the pressure needs to ease. I map the contours of your skin with careful patience, finding comfort in the places that only I can see. We shed the armor of the day, piece by fragile piece, uncovering the honesty beneath the fragile lace. There's a silent conversation in the darkness, a language spoken through the tender, slow embrace. We didn't need a single word to break the silence, just the knowledge that the current was too strong to fight. It's the space between the inhale and the sigh, darling, where the passion meets the gentle kind of light. This ain't a rush, it's a deep, slow burn. We move on midnight time, lessons we already learned. There's a it's a velvet static when our edges touch. Too quiet for the sound, but we feel it just as much. Soft like the rain on the roof, a foundational deep. This is the rhythm that the rest of the city keeps asleep. Oh yeah, yeah. Every hour feels expendable, but this one, where the clock hand froze right after 12:01. whispered on the breath. When the story gets untold, yeah, we hold on to this feeling rich and heavy, like the low-end bass line in a room that sways steady. Pure intimacy, nothing left to prove, just a slow, soulful way that we move. This ain't a rush, it's a deep, slow burn. We move on midnight time, lessons we already learned. It's a some velvet static when I edge till it's touching. Too quiet for the sound, but we feel it just as much. Soft like the rain on the roof, but the foundation no deep. This is the rhythm that the rest of the city keeps asleep. Velvet static, just a low hum, yeah. Midnight time, baby. Keep the city asleep, keep it quiet for us. Oh, the gentle kind of light, just a velvet static. The world outside is just a muted drum. 7 days of static, finally numb. I feel the heavy pressure from my shoulders and watch the city fade into the embers. Now the house is breathing quiet, just a hum, leaving nothing left of where we came from. No rush to speak, no urgency to move, just settling into this familiar groove. And when you reach for me, the distance collapses. We trade the noise for soft, deliberate emphasis. The oxygen gets thicker, sweet and low. It's the only place the silence wants to go. This is our beat, cut into my seat, smooth as a velvet floor. Passionate, yes, but tempered, asking for something more. Midnight keeps the secrets that the sunshine doesn't know. A gentle fire in the dark, moving beautifully slow. This indigo touch, it pulls me under. I trace the map of lines along your skin, studying the distance we have traveled in. There's no pressure here, just the echo of a sigh. We're sailing in the current where the expectations die. The moon throws shadows long across the blinds, leaving every imperfection behind. Your voice is low, like cello strings pull time, confirming this is all we need tonight. And when you reach for me, the distance collapses. We trade the noise for soft, deliberate emphasis. The oxygen gets thicker, sweet and low. It's the only place the silence wants to go. This is our deep cut into my sea, smooth as a floor to floor. Passionate, yes, but tempered, asking for something more. Midnight keeps the secrets that the sunshine doesn't know. A gentle can erase all the fear. It's the strength in the surrender, the quiet of the heat. Every fraction of a second, utterly complete. It doesn't have to shout to be the loudest sound. The strongest love is silently profound. This is our deep cut intimacy, smooth as a velvet floor. Oh, passionate, yes, but tempered, asking for something more. Midnight keeps the secrets that the sunshine doesn't know. A gentle fire in the dark, moving beautifully slow. This indigo touch, it pulls me under, just beautifully slim. Don't let the morning know we're still lost in the deep blue static. That velvet touch. Just stay right here with me. Slow, so slow. Clock hand stuck on a number after one. We seal the windows to the setting sun. The city sighs finally died, a low exhausted sound, and every fear I carry hits the ground. You turn the volume down to zero, leaving only space, a sanctuary found within this place, where every noise is muffled save the rhythm of your breath, escaping all the day's duress. I'm in the air, electric and contained, a perfect stillness finally attained. You don't have to speak a word, your gravity's enough. I'm ready for the kind of dangerous stuff that only happens when the light is low and everything we hide begins to show. Slow burning but glow, a passion that the daylight doesn't know. We move like silk across the floor, slow and deep, secrets that the night is sworn to keep. It's felt on velvet, baby, this midnight touch. We never rush, we love too much. Tender, yes, but anchored in the need, a beautiful, consuming kind of creed. Your hand traces lines I forgot were there, a silent language we tacitly share. The history we're making in the quiet of this room, dispelling shadows, banishing the gloom. You treat the moment like a precious thing, handled with care, a vulnerability we both declare. Folding up the minutes, tucking them away, there's nothing left to prove or say. Just the perfect alignment of two separate spheres, pushing away the weight of all the years. I watch the way you lean, into the edge, keeping your promises and keeping the pledge. I don't need to push you or even try to lead. You already understand the vital need. Fire. It's a slow burn ember glow, a passion that the daylight doesn't know. We move like silk across the floor, slow and deep. Secrets that the night is sworn to keep. It's felt on velvet, baby, this midnight touch. We never rush, we love too much. Tender, yes, but anchored in the need. A beautiful, consuming kind of grace. We share the skin of who we had to be. Just souls defined by honest chemistry. The outside world is fading black and blue, but baby, I'm only ever seeing you. This isn't temporary warmth, it's absolute. The deep unspoken, so roaded pursuit. I could spend a lifetime right inside this hour, harvesting the gentleness of power. This ain't fire, it's over ember glow, a passion that the daylight doesn't know. We move like silk across the floor, slow and deep. Secrets that the night is sworn to keep. You felt on velvet, baby, this midnight touch. Never rush, we love too much. Yeah, but anchored in the need. Oh, beautiful, consuming kind of grief. Just keep that feeling close, soft and deep. The kind of vow only the velvet dark can keep. Only filled on velvet. Yeah. Yeah. Only filled on velvet. Hush now. The night is ours. The city sound is thin to static on the wire. Let the front door locked and the world outside on fire. But in here the temperature is low and steady burn. A rhythm only we know, a lesson we must learn. You move so slow, you challenge the moment, making every second feel deliberately potent. We're bathed in lamplight, honey golden deep maroon. You are the quiet gravity beneath the silent moon. Don't rush the friction, darling, let the feeling bloom. We traded all the chasing for this quiet room. Let the silence do the heavy lifting of the night. We only speak in shadows and the careful weight of light. Oh, this is the velvet hour. This is where the evening stops. A gentle kind of passion that descends in soft, slow drops. It's a low light, high desire, a midnight symphony. This unhurried feeling, baby, it's the best of you and me. We take our time, we take our time, just floating on this soulful R&B line. Yeah, I watch the honest tremor in the corner of your smile, that small surrender to the darkness darkness for a little while. We don't need the volume up to hear the deep design. The space between our heartbeats is perfectly aligned. Your hand upon my shoulder is a whisper, not a plea. The softest confirmation of what we are meant to be. No need for thunder when the pressure builds the sweet. A masterpiece of stillness from my head down to my feet. Don't rush the friction, darling, let the feeling bloom. We traded all the chasing for this quiet room. Let the silence do the heavy lifting of the night. We only speak in shadows and the careful weight of light. Oh, this is the velvet art. This is where the evening stops. A gentle kind of passion that descends in soft, slow drops. It's a low light, high desire, a midnight symphony. This unhurried feeling, baby, is the best of you and me. We take our time, we take our time, just floating on this soulful R&B line. I used to crave the rush, the fire, the quick escape. A gentle taught my soul to lean into the slow shade. This careful architecture built of touch and breathe and trust. More than just the moment, more than just the dust. This feeling lingers, baby, long after the moon is gone. It carries like the promise that will greet the early dawn. This is the velvet hour. This is where the evening stops. A gentle kind of passion that descends in soft, slow drops. It's a low light, high desire, a midnight symphony. This unhurried feeling, baby, is the best of you and me. We take our time, we take our time, just floating on this soulful R&B line. We take our time. It's midnight, baby. Just hold this feeling till the sun finds us here. Velvet. Yeah. The hour hand is clear, the 12, and silenced every neon yell. We drop the latch on all the noise, just to hear our quiet voice. There's a single amber lamp burning low, just enough light to let me know where to go. We kick off the world with the dust still clinging. Hear the slow, essential music singing. No need for thunder, no frantic pace, just the geometry of this small space. Every moment stretched out thin, a patience I didn't know was within. It's not rush hour, this deep connection. It's guided by quiet introspection. This is the slow motion midnight, where passion learns how to be kind. We trade the rush for a softer time. Let the noise of the day dissolve inside. You get me moving on a deep, deep pull. Every touch is velvet, beautiful and full. Yeah, we sink into that gentle fade, the best kind of promise ever made.
is breath on breath, a gentle promise safe from death. You trace a line just below my ear, washing away every single doubt and fear. I read the language in your quiet stare, like the secret we both finally dare to share. No need for thunder, no frantic pace, just the geometry of this small space. Every moment stretched out thin, a patience I didn't know was within. It's not rush hour, this deep connection, it's guided by quiet introspection. This is the slow motion midnight, where passion learns how to be kind. We trade the rush for a softer tide. Let the noise of the day dissolve inside. You got me moving on a deep, deep pull. Every touch is velvet, beautiful and full. Yeah, we sink into the gentle fade, the best kind of promise ever made. We don't need a fire, we just need the glow, something permanent and slow. This is where the armor falls away and the soul remembers how to pray. Not frantic, not desperate, just completely pure. A gentle intimacy we secure until the first gray light begins to break. This sanctuary we softly make. This is the slow motion midnight, where passion learns how to be kind. We trade the rush for a softer tide. Let the noise of the day dissolve inside. You got me moving on a deep, deep pull. Every touch is velvet, beautiful and full. Yeah, we sink into the gentle fade, the best kind of promise ever. Slow motion midnight, oh yeah. Just the velvet on my skin. We got all night, babe, until the morning lets the light seep in. Slow motion. The city sky is finally muted. The streetlights wear a silver coat of dust. I shed the armor that I usually suited, leaving only what is safe to trust. The world outside demands a hurried tempo, but the dial on our clock has been turned down. We let the evening move at a slow tempo, the quietest haven in this frantic town. No need for bright lights, just the softest glow, reflected in the places only we know. The air is thick with the anticipation of reaching our silent destination. This isn't fire, it's a deep, warm ember, a memory the soul will always remember. Passionate but gentle, I surrender underneath the cover of midnight blue. This is my velvet out with you, where everything moves slow and feels expensive. Intimacy that's soulful and extensive. Your touch is a whisper, a low frequency hum, speaking volumes on the secrets we've become. Your skin against mine feels like polished mahogany, and the silence here is a perfect biography. There's no need to prove anything to the morning. We only validate the sacred warning to slow down, to breathe deep, to stay right here, washing off the residue of every fear. I trace the map of lines etched on your hand, the quiet understanding of this promised land. The gravity is different in this moment, and I feel every honest component. We're just two heartbeats tethered by an anchor. The deepest kind of love is never rushed. It's like walking barefoot, gentle and hushed. Oh, velvet with you. Oh, oh. 12:05, city breathes out, and we close the blinds on the neon bleed. The only rhythm left is the sound of your dial, falling away from everything that we don't need. I can trace the longitude line of your spine with just the memory of my fingertips. It's a fragile moment, but a holy design. The quiet understanding hanging on your lips. We found the current deep below the surface noise, where the daylight hustle loses all its voice, and the air grows thick with just one shared intention, a dangerous devotion, quiet as a mansion. Oh, this is where the passion wears a muted tone, like a rich port wine that we savor slow. Pure velvet static humming low in the dark, leaving a soft, permanent, intimate mark. We don't rush the feeling, we
let it steep. Midnight texture, promises we keep. This is how the real love sounds when the world goes silent. Oh, I'm reading the cursive in the small of your back and finding secrets you didn't know you kept. Every breath you take is a beautiful fact, a gentle inventory of the hours we have slept. There are no rough edges left inside this frame, just the smooth, slow curve of your collarbone. You whisper my name like a flickering flame, and suddenly I'm finally, truly home. We found the current deep below the surface noise, where the daylight hustle loses all its voice, and the air grows thick with just one shared intention, a dangerous devotion, quiet as a mansion. Oh, this is where the passion wears a muted tone, like a rich port wine that we savor slow. Pure velvet static humming low in the dark, leaving a soft, permanent, intimate mark. We don't rush the feeling, we just let it steep. Midnight texture, promises we keep. This is how the real love sounds when the world goes silent. Let the street lights wait for the dawn to break through. We built a sanctuary out of skin and light and blue, a counter rhythm to the hectic pace we know. When I run out of courage, you lend me your shadow. I don't need a future, I just need this space, the slow unfolding of your beautiful grace. Keep the lights dim low, low, low. Just the moonshine through the glass, holding on until the moment has to pass. Oh, the velvet static, slow burn, smooth and automatic, until the world comes back. Oh, till the world comes back. The clock hands finally surrender to the dark. I watch the neon bleed out in the window frame. You don't rush, you just anchor the arc, leaving the heavy weather of your day in the rain. The city hushes, it concedes the fight, and gives up all its secrets to the low, soft light. No need for frantic pace or desperate need. This quiet reverence is the air we breathe. Before the whisper, before the skin touches skin, it's the slow burning tension of where we begin. I let the armor of the afternoon drop away, and for the first time since morning I feel okay. This is our delivered soft and low. You're the deepest part of the indigo, the velvet hour protocol. You trace the fault lines I tried to disguise with a touch so patient it unwinds the day. I watch the deep knowledge in your half-closed eyes, knowing everything I needed to say. The texture of your skin against my own is the only kind of luxury I've ever known. It's not about urgency, it's about the truth. The 80 BPM rhythm flowing through me and you. I don't just see you, I see what you aspire. This gentle pressure fueling a controlled fire. This is the only place I can truly be seen, where the distance between us is completely clear. This is our velvet hour protocol, slow motion chemistry, dissolving the walls. We take the fire, but we smooth the edges down. A midnight masterpiece, no rush, no sound. Passionate whispers, delivered soft and low. You're the deepest part of the indigo, the velvet hour protocol. Oh, if the world ended right outside our door, I wouldn't even turn to see, because this careful devotion, this is so much more. This is eternity mapped out perfectly. You make the chaotic silence feel like home, like a song nobody else can hear but us alone. Velvet hour protocol, slow motion chemistry, dissolving the walls. We take the fire, but we smooth the edges down. A midnight masterpiece, no rush, no sound. Passionate whispers, delivered soft and low. You're the deepest part of the indigo. Oh, the indigo. Oh, we keep it slow, 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 just the velvet hour. Yeah, yeah, the protocol. City outside is watercolor blue. Every siren fades into the hum of the room. We've been talking since the sun went down low, but the language changed when the clock hit zero. I don't need the moon's endorsement to see the reflection of everything you mean to me. The air is thick with unspoken grace, and the hush of turning off the phone in this place. No need for speed, we've got all the time. Just lean into this rhythm, yours and mine. A soft focus on the edges, nothing sharp, just the steady, undeniable beat of your heart. This is the velvet hour, where the passion's gentle, the touch is deep. We're moving at 80 p.m. while the whole world sleeps. Oh, a silent kind of power when you're mapping out the space right here with me. Midnight intimacy, smooth as dark mahogany. We slow the rush, we own the night. I watch your hand trace the architecture of my shoulder. You're finding constellations in me getting bolder. You treat my secrets like fragile, precious things. You know the quiet language that the body sings. There's a deliberate caution in your movement, babe. Like every single second is a memory we save. No sudden fire, just a sustained subtle glow. The kind of heat that only patient lovers know. No need for speed, we've got all the time. Just lean into this rhythm, yours and mine. A soft focus on the edges, nothing sharp, just the steady, undeniable beat of your heart. This is the velvet hour, where the passion's gentle, the touch is deep. We're moving at 80 BPM while the whole world sleeps. Oh, a silent kind of power when you're mapping out the space right here with me. Midnight intimacy, smooth as dark mahogany. We slow the rush, we own the night. Anyone can light a match and watch it burn bright, but we are slow embers glowing in the low light. This isn't temporary heat or a fleeting high. This feels like anchor in harbor beneath the midnight sky. You're the proof that tenderness is stronger than desire, a subtle flame that keeps lifting us higher and higher. This is the velvet hour, where the passion's gentle, the touch is deep. When we're moving at 80 BPM while the whole world sleeps. Yeah. Oh, a silent kind of power when you're mapping out the space right here with me. Midnight intimacy, smooth as dark mahogany. We slow the rush, we own the night. Oh, the velvet, yeah. Keep it right here, baby. Don't move too fast. Just the velvet. Ooh, baby. Slow the rush mahogany. Faith light. The world outside surrendered when the clock hand met the 12. Just the sound of the furnace breathing deep inside the shed. We shared the tension of the day like cheap silk off a frame. Now the atmosphere is humming, whispering your name. You move like liquid shadow, every motion soft and drawn, making sure that nothing breaks before the coming dawn. I can see the fire banking low behind your velvet stare, promising the kind of peace that only happens here. We don't need the speed just need the truth. This is a ritual, a delicate exchange of you. And when our silence speaks, it's louder than a crowd. It's a rhythm only felt when the tempo's slow and proud. It's an 80 BPM devotion, this quiet, deep emotion, a passion wrapped in velvet, slow like molasses on the pros. It's a midnight hymn we're singing when the air is still and ringing. Oh, the gentle violence in your touch is what I crave the most. An indigo slow dance, giving love a second chance. Yeah. I trace the map along your spine, careful not to rush the line. Every curve a masterpiece, a beautiful design. The way your breath catches just before it settles near my ear tells the whole story better than the words we wish we'd hear. This ain't about the momentary flicker or the sudden spark. It's about the deep foundation woven subtly in the dark. My hand upon your chest now, feeling the steady percussion there. It's the anchor that reminds me that we built a space for air. We don't need the speed, we just need the truth. This is a ritual, a delicate exchange of you. And when our silence speaks, it's louder than a crowd. It's a rhythm only felt when the tempo's slow and proud. It's an 80 BPM devotion, this quiet, deep emotion, a passion wrapped in velvet, slow like molasses on the coast. It's a midnight hymn we're singing when the air is still and ringing. Oh, the gentle violence in your touch is what I crave the most. An indigo slow dance, giving love a second chance. We hit pause on everything that waits outside this door. We are pure chemistry on this indigo floor. You've got the kind of power that doesn't need to shout, pulling every secret from the places I shut out. Soft intensity, this quiet magnitude only happens when we choose to keep the light subdued. It's an 80 BPM devotion, this quiet, deep emotion, a passion wrapped in velvet, slow like molasses on the coast. It's a midnight hymn we're singing when the air is still and ringing. Oh, the gentle violence in your touch is what I crave the most. Indigo slow dance, giving love a second chance. Just a slow, steady drum of your heart beside mine. Velvet night, an indigo time. Slow dance, slow dance, until the sun finds us. The city sound is just a hush now. 3 o'clock on the dial. Streetlights bleed in apricot color across the bedroom tile. You don't need to say a word, I recognize that silence. It's the quiet agreement of two souls embracing slow defiance against the haste of the world outside, against the hurry touch. We take our time in this slow life, we never ask for much, just the space between the breaths, the heavy weight of air, and the promise of the rhythm that we're about to share. I watch the way your shoulders move beneath the cotton sheet, and suddenly the rush of the daylight feels incomplete. There is no need to rush the cadence, no need to force the fire, when we're already caught in the current of this shared desire. This is the velvet hour, when the passion breathes in slow. We let the midnight sink in deep, where only shadows go. It's a gentle promise that we keep beneath the faded moon, wrapped up in a softness that arrived too late and left too soon. A tender storm, a quiet release, a love that feels like home. This is the place where gentle fire burns and we are finally known. Your hand upon my back is measured, a knowing, steady guide. We build this moment frame by frame, there's nothing left to hide. I memorize the texture of the dark, the way your voice descends into that low register whisper that only intimacy lends. We're tracing constellations on the ceiling, though the stars are few. We find a universe in motion in everything we do. This slow burn is better than the flash, it lingers on the skin, a history rewritten every time we let the quiet begin. We both know where the silence leads, where the conversation stops, when the only sound remaining is the steady beat of heart drops. And I realize that every fast, frantic moment I used to crave was simply waiting for the patience that this midnight hour gave. This is the velvet hour, when the passion breathes in slow. We let the midnight sink in deep, where only shadows go. It's a gentle promise that we keep beneath the faded moon, too late and left too soon. A tender storm, a quiet release, a love that feels like home. This is the place where gentle fire burns and we are finally known. We could chase the sunlight, we could rush the dawn, but we choose this pocket of time before the morning's drawn. It's not just the heat, darling, it's the lack of friction, a quiet dedication, a soulful jurisdiction, where every touch is poetry and every sigh is true. Just two spirits moving, knowing what we have to do. This is the velvet hour, when the passion breathes in slow. We let the midnight sink in deep, where only shadows go. It's a gentle promise that we keep beneath the faded moon, wrapped up in a softness that arrived too late and left too soon. A tender storm, a quiet release, a love that feels like home. This is the place where gentle fire burns and we are finally known. Just breathe in deep, we're sinking deep, past the midnight lines, in the quiet velvet night. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. 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 The streetlights bleed through the blinds and amber streets. It's 3 a.m. but sleep is just a word I speak. I left the jazz low just enough to fill the space, but the rhythm's hollow when your footsteps not in place. I'm dressed in soft silk, the color that you like, a museum piece frozen beneath the pale moonlight. I walk the perimeter, checking the deadbolt twice, trying to negotiate the silence at any price. My screen went dark 3 times since the hour changed. I swore I wouldn't look, but my willpower's been estranged. I traced the last text you sent me, a small blue promise. This solitude feels heavy, a burden on my consciousness. I'm anchored in this quiet storm, waiting for your lighthouse. Every second is a tribute to the truth of this desire. This lonely ache is just the friction that precedes the payoff. My patience is the fire, and you're the sweet relief of coming home. Yeah, the pre-dawn signal that tells me the night is done. I revisit memories that keep the chill at bay, like that cold Sunday morning when you swore you'd never stray. I hear the echo of your laughter in the kitchen tiles. It's a bittersweet soundtrack that sustains me for a while. The apartment's vastness magnifies the empty sea, and every tick the clock makes is an overdue heartbeat. This longing isn't weakness, it's a necessary weight, proving just how vital you are to my current state. I'm calculating miles and I'm estimating time. This anticipation, baby, feels almost like a crime. Because when you arrive, the whole world shifts on its axis. And I just need that moment to cure this silent sickness. I'm anchored in this quiet storm, waiting for your lighthouse. Every second is a tribute to the truth of this desire. This lonely ache is just the friction that precedes the payoff. My patience is the fire, and you're the sweet relief of coming home. Yeah, the pre-dawn signal that tells me the night is done. Oh, don't let me get accustomed to the sound of nothing much. I need the disruption of your voice, the pressure of your touch. I've held my breath so long, the air is thin and cold. Just break the fragile quiet before I break and fold. Because this waiting game, it's beautiful and devastating. It's everything I have, but baby, it's exhausting. One more minute, maybe two. I check the window, praying for the view. A flash of headlights turning down the street. The sound of gravel crunching, oh, how complete. Was that you? It's you. The quiet storm is over. The signal's here. The velvet quiet of the apartment air, just the city's tired breath beneath the thoroughfare. I've walked the length of this wood floor 20 times, collecting tiny fragments of forgotten rhymes. The streetlights throw their heavy yellow gaze across the hours, melting in a lonely haze. And every sound is amplified to static, a psychological slow motion dramatic. I swear the kitchen clock is playing a trick. That second hand is moving too slow and too thick. I keep my phone face up, screen brightness set to low, so the slightest vibration is a tremor, I know. I can't settle down, I can't turn the music high, cause I might miss the subtle signal that you're drawing nigh. Oh, oh, I'm caught in the rhythm of the anticipation. It's the only frequency, the perfect station. Every minute stretches, pulling me thin like taffy, waiting for the moment that finally makes me happy. I'm stuck inside this pacing room, checking the dial tone, cause everything I need is coming home, coming home. I went and lit the candles just like you prefer, but the fragrance feels wasted, just a phantom blur. I'm scrolling through the promises we made last week. The strength in all your messages is what I see. This loneliness is polished, smooth and well maintained, a carefully controlled emotion I've contained. I catch my own reflection in the dark and pain. I look like somebody standing out in the rain, waiting for the taxi lights to cut through the night, confirming that my future just pulled into sight. I keep my phone face up, screen brightness set to low, so the slightest vibration is a tremor, I know. I can't settle down, I can't turn the music high, cause I might miss the subtle signal that you're drawing nigh. Oh, anticipation. It's the only frequency, the perfect station. Every minute stretches pulling me thin like taffy. Waiting for the moment that finally makes me happy. I'm stuck inside this pacing room, checking the dial tone. Cause everything I need is coming home. Coming home. They say time heals, but tonight time just delays. It complicates the seconds in a million ways. You are the gravity that keeps me from dissolving. Right now, every choice is revolving around a single sudden necessary sound. The key unlocking the happiest noise ever found. Oh, oh, oh. I'm caught in the rhythm of the anticipation. It's the only frequency, the perfect station. My own station. Every minute stretches pulling me thin like tabs. Stretching me thin like my body makes me happy. I'm stuck inside this pacing room, checking the dial tone. Cause everything I need is coming home. Coming home. Coming home. Yeah. I'm waiting on that sound. Just that one click of the lock. Oh, anticipation. Coming home. Streetlights bleeding orange through the blinds, casting shadows on the carpet where you slept last time. I swear the air is thin and now you've gone. Just the low hum of the city carrying on. My silk kimono slips off the shoulder, cool to the skin, playing solitaire, hoping I might win. Just a small distraction from the quiet way. The hands on the clock tick the minutes away, and I sip the last drop of this burgundy, tasting the patience, knowing you belong to me. Every phantom vibration in my back pocket is a cruel, beautiful lie before the socket of reality clicks when your voice breaks the wire, feeding this slow burning, soul consuming fire. It's a slow syncopation, the rhythm of the want, this sweet ache, this velvet cage, where my heart confronts the loneliness that keeps me lucid, heavy in the chest. Anticipation is the silence I love the best. I'm counting down in minor chords, waiting on your gravity. Cause baby, the waiting makes the coming back heavenly. I walked past the closet, saw your tailored gray coat, and the memory caught in the back of my throat. I can still smell the wood smoke on the collar and the sleeve, the scent of departure that won't let me leave this apartment where every corner remembers remembers your touch. I swear I'm not needing you, darling, I'm just wanting you too much. I skip the voicemails that I should erase just to hear the cadence of your voice, holding space. I trace the hem of this tension, it feels fine, spun and neat. I know the sound of your tires turning down the street. Every phantom vibration in my back pocket is a cruel, beautiful lie before the socket of reality clicks when your hand finds the key. Just release the pressure, baby, come on back to me. Oh, it's a slow syncopation, the rhythm of the want. This sweet ache, this velvet cage, when my heart confronts the loneliness that keeps me elusive, heavy in the chest. Anticipation is the silence I love the best. I'm counting down in minor chords, waiting on your gravity. 'Cause baby, the wait, it makes the coming back heavenly. They say that time is linear, but tonight it stretches wide, like cold molasses pouring down the mountainside. This space between us isn't empty, it's heavy with possibility. And this moment of hunger is the promise of satiety. If the longing didn't whisper, how would the reunion scream? This lonely vigil is just fuel for the fever dream. Just one more tick, one more soft breath before the door sighs open and rescues me from death. From the death of silence, the syncopation stops. Hear the key turn, the gravity pulls me in. Yeah, the gravity pulls. My shadow is stretched across the floor tonight. A single spotlight cutting through the dark. The city outside is rushing, moving fast, but in these four walls, time has come to stop. I wanna groove in the hardwood, pacing slow, counting the minutes since you had to go. I swear I can still taste the air you left here, a ghost of your scent confirming that you were near. You promised me the moment the street lights turn blue, that's when I'd see the headlamps of your car come through. And every hour that passes, I check the glass pane. This anticipation is a fever I can't tame. Time keeps moving in fractions, deliberately cruel. slow fade to dawn is the only company I've got. My heart is running on reserve power, stuck in the holding pattern of this hour. 'Cause I'm waiting on you, baby, and my soul can't rest, trapped in the velvet cage of what comes next. I trace the outlines of the keys you left right here. The weight of your memory is heavy and clear. My favorite melody is playing on repeat, but the soulful brass section just sounds incomplete. I tried to call up friends, tried to find a distraction, but every conversation lacks the main attraction. Loneliness, it finds its own way to sing the blues. It echoes in the silence that I choose. I'm listening for the quiet rumble of that engine sound, the only music that matters in this whole town. My patience is deep, yeah, deeper than the ocean floor. But baby, how long before you walk through that door? Time keeps moving in fractions, deliberately cruel. Every tick of the clock is a moment outside of me and you. This slow fade to dawn is the only company I've got. My heart is running on reserve power, stuck in the holding pattern of this hour. 'Cause I'm waiting on you, baby, and my soul can't rest, trapped in the velvet cage of what comes next. Don't you know the absence is a heavy, satin shroud? It wraps itself around me, silent and loud. I'm starting to question the logic of the wait, but the promise we made seals my devoted fate. And if this deep longing is the fee I have to pay, then I'll gladly sit right here and watch the night turn gray. Just watch it turn gray. Slow fade tonight. Still watching the window. air conditioning hum is the loudest sound in the city tonight, except maybe the tick-tock of the old grandfather clock that I keep running slow. Whoa. I saw the digital face switch from 302 to 303, and every number changes a minute, stolen, dragging me further from where I wanna be. I smooth the wrinkle out of the satin sheet, though I know I won't lie down. It's a specific kind of penance being rooted to this sectional couch. I'm listening for a car door slam, a unique rhythm, maybe a whisper. Yeah. Anything to shatter this perfect silence that screams, you are just a keeper. My heart is a high-strung instrument, tuned only to the vibration of that one name, that single tone that breaks the long equation. Yeah, I've walked the perimeter 10 times, checking the locks, but the cage is inside. Oh, the things we do when we're caught between the longing and the tide. I'm stuck in a holding pattern, perpetually orbiting this lonely space, waiting for 0 hour, for the moment you decide to reset the pace. This anticipation is a heavy coat tailored in midnight blue and regret. I know I'm breathing, but I haven't lived a day until the moment we connect. My whole world is waiting for 0 hour, just to dial tone and not the sudden urgent. I erased your voice memo from the inbox, trying to free up some emotional room. But the echo of your promise still bounces off the walls of this darkened gloom. I watch the streetlights stain the window pane, blurring the outside world. They're all moving, sleeping, living, while my own schedule is internally furled around the possibility, the slim margin of probability you might come back around. I'm standing right here in the center of the silence, planted on hallowed ground. I know the rules of gravity, I know that time should flow in men, yeah. But every hour is a stagnant pool until this sovereign paved way can end. My fingertips are cold now, hovering over the screen's bright glow, yeah. Tempted to break the silence, but afraid of the answer, worse than no. I've walked the perimeter 10 times, checking the locks, knowing the key is yours. And my soul is a restless pendulum, swinging between the hope and the closed doors. I'm stuck in a holding pattern, perpetually orbiting this lonely space, waiting for 0 hour, for the moment you decide to reset the pace. This anticipation is a heavy coat tailored in midnight blue and regret. I know I'm breathing, but I haven't lived the day until the moment we connect. My say loneliness is curative, that space is healthy, that I should breathe deep. But every breath feels shallow when the promise that sustains me is the promise you keep. Ooh. I could fall asleep right now, surrender to the void and the quiet rest. But what if the one time I let go is the moment you finally put me to the test? I won't miss it, I can't risk it, I am anchored to this line. Let the darkness wrap around me, but keep my vision fixed on the sign. I'm waiting for zero. Oh, I'm waiting for the vibration. Just a flicker of light, just a sound in the hall. Gotta let me know, gotta let me know. 0 hour. Streetlights bleeding orange through the blinds. Got the city on you just to hit my mind. The floorboards talking back to every slow step I take. It's a quiet symphony for your sake. There's a space on the sofa where the cushion's cold, reserved strictly for a story yet untold. The clock hand moves like molasses, heavy and slow. Every second a reminder of how much I don't know. I could walk out the door, drive into the dark, but every road leads back to this spark. I'm a willing hostage to this gentle age, a promise I committed to. For goodness sake, this moment right now, this pause before the drop, it's the quietest sound before my heart finally stops. It's the 27th hour on my internal clock, stuck between the tick and the inevitable talk. Anticipation is a silver chain wrapped around my wrist, waiting for that one smooth, soulful kiss. I'm not lonely, I'm just charging up the air, saving all my rhythm for when you finally get here. This longing is heavy, but baby it's fair, 'cause nothing feels better than knowing you're ready. Oh. I pulled out the old photo album from the shelf, a soft reminder of the man I used to be before I met myself. In your eyes I see the blueprint of the life we swore, and that's the collateral I'm waiting for. My coffee got cold, the steam long disappeared, but the scent of your absence is still held here. I replay the last voicemail, just the exhale at the end, just enough to hold me till you return again. I could walk out the door, drive into the dark, but every road leads back to this spark. I'm a willing hostage to this gentle ache, a commitment I made. For goodness sake, this moment right now, this pause before the drop, it's the quietest sound before my heart finally stops. It's the 27th hour on my internal clock, stuck between the tick and the inevitable clock. Anticipation is a silver chain wrapped around my wrist, waiting for that one smooth, soulful kiss. I'm not lonely, I'm just charging up the air, saving all my rhythm for when you finally get here. This longing is heavy, but baby, it's fair, 'cause nothing feels better than knowing you're there. This velvet silence is starting to feel thin, and I need your voice to let the sunlight in. Don't let the sunrise cheat me out of this deep breath. The minute that we cross the line between life and death, tell me you're close, tell me you're driving near. I swear I've polished every minute that I've waited here. It's the 27th hour on my internal clock, between the tick and the inevitable clock. Anticipation is a silver chain wrapped around my wrist, waiting for that one soulful kiss. I'm not lonely, I'm just charging up the air, saving all my rhythm for when you finally get here. This longing is heavy, but baby, it's fair, 'cause nothing feels better than knowing you're there. Yeah, I'm saving up the rhythm for the moment you walk through the door. Gotta keep the low light glowing low, waiting for the groove, waiting for the soul. 27th hour, still waiting, still charging up the air. Amber on the low, I wub above the kitchen sink. I hear the refrigerator hum, but it's not the sound I think. The space expands around me, wearing thin like worn out lace. I've been counting dust motes dancing, spinning in this vacant space. I put that old collection on, the slow jams from 97, and try to find the logic that will get me closer to heaven. My patience is a slow drip, a steady pressure in my chest. It's a dangerous kind of silence, where I put my hope to the test. The silence wears your cashmere, settled on the sofa seam, just waiting for the moment to disrupt this lonely dream. This anticipation, it's a fever running through my veins, a smooth vibration waiting for you to break these silver chains. I'm singing the solo, part of a two-part harmony, and I just need your voice to finish the melody. Every hour is heavy, baby, every moment slow. I'm caught right on the threshold where the longing starts to grow. The city outside is breathing heavy, neon spilling on the pane. But in here the air is thick with ghosts of rainfall and champagne. I checked my screen 100 times, knowing that nothing changed. It's just the cruel arithmetic of feeling disarranged. I tried to fold the laundry, but the scent of your sweater threw me off. I held it close, a silent promise, trying to practice the scarf of nonchalance when every nerve is tuned to high frequency. My patience is a slow drip, a steady pressure in my chest. It's a dangerous kind of silence where I put my love to the test. The silence where's your cashmere settled on the sofa seam, just waiting for the moment to disrupt this lonely dream. This anticipation, it's a fever running through my veins, a smooth vibration waiting for you to break these silver chains. I'm singing the solo part of a two-part harmony, and I just need your voice to finish the melody. Every hour is heavy, baby, every moment slow. I'm caught right on the threshold where the longing starts to grow. Oh, you are the grounding wire, baby, when I feel myself drift away. Oh, this 80 BPM rhythm is slow burning, moving me through the day. Oh, but the groove doesn't really land until your rhythm walks the floor. Yeah, I'm suspended on the fourth beat, leaning in for something more. I'm caught between the shadow and the warmth, the empty and the full, and only you can pull me past the ache. You have that soulful pull. This anticipation, it's a fever running through my veins, a smooth vibration waiting for you to break these silver chains. I'm singing the solo part of a two-part harmony, and I just need your voice to finish the melody. Every hour is heavy, baby, every moment slow. I'm caught right on the threshold where the longing starts to grow. Just finish the melody, yeah, yeah. I need that perfect pitch, babe. The silence is wearing thin now. I hear the key turning. Two-part harmony. Two-part harmony. The refrigerator hum is the loudest sound tonight. Filling up the space where your voice should be, should be. I know the time frame, I checked the clock 3 times, but the minutes here are thicker than the heavy air I breathe.
put your favorite blue glass out. Polished every surface so the room reflects the doubt that tries to creep inside me, telling me to stop believing that this kind of stillness is worth receiving. I'm dressed in silk and satin, but I'm restless in my own skin. Watching the street lamp spill its dirty amber light right in. It's a perfect kind of quiet, the kind that magnifies the ghost of every touch and promise that I've loved the very most. It's not desperation, it's just physics, I suppose. The pull of your gravity is something everybody knows. And the clock on the bedside is a cruel static friend, because anticipation doesn't know when the waiting ends. This is the low frequency hum of longing, baby. The deep soul ache that only you can make me feel. My heart is running 80 BPM, just enough to sustain me, but the rest of me is tethered to the minute hand still. I'm counting down the city blocks till I hear the sound, that gentle telltale click of the key turning the tumbler around. Please don't let this yearning turn the patience into pain. I pour 2 fingers of that whiskey you prefer, though mine will stay untouched until you walk through the blur of these quiet velvet hours where I replay every line you spoke to me last week, confirming that you'd be mine. The jazz is playing softly, a mood you set for me, but the melody is swallowed by the room's humidity. I keep standing by the window, watching shadows fade and bloom, trying to trace your silhouette through the half-light of this room. It's the low desperation, it's just physics, I suppose. The pull of your gravity is something everybody knows, and the clock on the bedside is a cruel static friend, because anticipation doesn't know when the waiting ends. This is the low frequency hum of longing, baby. The deep soul ache that only you can make me feel. My heart is running 80 BPM, just enough to sustain me, but the rest of me is tethered to the minute hand still. I'm counting down the city blocks till I hear the sound, that gentle telltale click of the key turning the tumbler around. Please don't let this yearning turn the patience into pain. What happens to a feeling when it's held too long in suspension? Does it harden? Does it cool? Do I lose all good intention? All this kind of beautiful burden, this weighted emptiness, it's a lonely kind of preparation, sealed with a silent kiss. I need to feel your hands right here to prove that this time hasn't been wasted, that the depth of this deep yearning is a thing that you have tasted. This is the low frequency hum of longing, baby. The deep soul ache that only you can make me feel. My heart is running 80 BPM, just enough to sustain me, but the rest of me is tethered to the minute hand still. I'm counting down the city blocks till I hear the sound, that gentle telltale click of the key turning the tumbler around. Please don't let this yearning turn the patience into pain. Just the tumbler now. I'm waiting for the sound. Second hand still, yeah. Waiting for the tumbler turn.
The city sounds are muffled by the glass pane. It's a Tuesday night but feels like pouring rain. I set the table for two, though I'm alone now. Practicing the subtle smile, I wanna show how much I missed you without letting the silence win. Minutes on the wall clock feel paper thin. They crack and fold, stretching out across the floor. I trace the outline of your shadow by the door. I scrub the kitchen counter, I polish the sink, trying to drown out the loud, persistent need to think of the hours left, the miles between your flight path. This loneliness is wearing down my aftermath, but I can feel the current shifting, hear the hum. A different drum begins to beat, you're almost here, come on and let this tension finally break through. This quiet house is only waiting now for you. This lady BBM soul beat is off the track, a skipping needle on the promise of your coming back. I'm stuck between the hunger and the heavy side, watching dust on the dashboard of time crawl by. Oh, the longest part of loving is the anticipation, a beautiful aching, sweet starvation. Hurry up and cure this hollow space I'm in. Just unlock the door and let the good life begin. Yeah. Your side of the mattress still dips low from morning. I pull the cover tight, ignoring the warning that the scent you left behind is fading out slow. Just a ghost of sandalwood and leather, soft and low. I pick up your old cassette tape, the spine is cracked, and trace the melody I know you're bringing back. It's the soundtrack to the future I'm running toward, where every absence is suddenly restored. I swear I hear the engine rumble on the street. It's only a delusion, but my heart believes it's beat. I've checked the messages, the ETA is solid gold, but every second passing makes me feel so cold. And I can feel the current shifting, hear the hum. A different drum begins to beat, you're almost here, come on and let this tension finally break through. This quiet house is only waiting now for you. This 80 BPM soul beat is off the track, a skipping needle on the promise of your coming back. I'm stuck between a hunger and a heavy sigh, watching dust on the dashboard of time crawl by. Oh, the longest part of loving is the anticipation, a beautiful aching, sweet starvation. Hurry up and cure this hollow space I'm in. Just unlock the door and let the good life begin. They say that good things come to those who wait, but patience is cruel when every shade of gray in this room needs your fuel. Don't you know this longing is a shadow that consumes me, until the moment that your silhouette believes me. I'm holding my breath for the key and the locks click. Just one more minute, baby. I can take the tea. Just unlock the door.
Let the good life begin.
Yeah.
Anticipation.
Till 8 o'clock, I'm waiting.
Good life.
Hurry up and cure this space.
Right outside door. Unlock the door.
My heart is ready now. Waiting for you.
Streetlights paint the blinds in yellow stripes. Another ghost walking the floor tonight. My leather jacket draped across the chair still smells like the perfume you used to wear. The minutes drip like honey from a jar, but they move too slow for where you are. Cataloging every silent sound, waiting for the one that breaks the ground. This empty space is getting loud. Too much silence to hide the doubt. Just need one vibration, a flash of light to pull me from the cold of this slow night. My pulse is sinking to a clock on the wall, praying that this time you finally call. Static on the dial, that's where I live. All the quiet energy I have left to give is pointed right at your return frequency. This anticipation is draining me. Yeah, I'm watching the city bleed its neon gold, waiting for the story yet untold. Baby, you're the gravity, I'm just the tide, waiting for my purpose to collide. I mapped out every route you could take. For goodness sake, how much more can I ache? My sheets are cold pressed flat against the mattress. I've saved the space, perfected the exactness of how I look when your key turns the lock. Every single minute ticking off the clock is just a tax I pay for what we might be. Tell me, baby, are you racing back to find me? I trace the dust on the photograph, trying hard not to count the aftermath of days we spend apart. They blur and bleed. You plant the longing, you supply the need. I keep my heart unlocked, the entrance plain, just waiting for you to walk in from the rain. Lay down, that's where I live. All the quiet energy I have left to give is pointed right at your return frequency. This anticipation is draining me. Yeah, I'm watching the city bleed its neon gold, waiting for the story yet untold. Baby, you're the gravity, I'm just the tide, waiting for my purpose to collide. Maybe it's foolish to dedicate the dawn to something that feels temporarily gone, but my memory of your hand tracing my spine keeps the hunger alive, the timeline. I'm betting my soul on the next sunrise, look into this time longing eyes. I need you to show me this wasn't misspent. Every breath held, every moment lent. I'm still set on your frequency, baby. Can you feel the rhythm of the promises we made? Oh, static on the dial, waiting for the signal. Just keep the dial set right here, babe. My whole world is paused. Static on the dial. Come home. The street lamp bleeds its amber glow across the kitchen tile, and I can measure every minute by the shadow on the wall. It's 2:17 on the mental clock, but it feels like 2:17 BC. This time moves different when the only thing you're breathing for isn't here with you. I've got the low lights set, the playlist queued, the wine still chill just right. I've walked the perimeter of this apartment 7 times tonight, rehearsing the smile, the perfect line, the casual way outside, just for that singular second when the key finally turns and
catches in the light. My fingertips hover an inch above the ringer on the phone. I know you're driving on your way, but I feel utterly alone. This hollow space beside me hums a frequency of doubt, and every promise whispers lies until the moment you check out. This is the longest second of my life, suspended in a nation. I'm running on borrowed oxygen, held tight by sweet anticipation. I'm just a satellite caught in orbit, waiting for your signal to break the static. Break this satellite, radio silence, bring me back down to earth. I tried to distract myself with a novel, but I kept reading the same line. Something about a journey ending, something like that, everything aligning. I can smell the faint trace of your jacket that you left draped across the chair. It's a cruel reminder that you're tangible, but currently not there. The bass in this groove feels like my heart, steady, low and smooth, but it speeds up 5 notches every time a car slows down along the route. It's the patience that kills you, not the distance, not the miles between. It's knowing that my favorite part of the day is still waiting to break strong. My flameless lips hovering it above the ringer on the phone. I know you're driving on your way, but I feel utterly alone. This hollow space beside me hums a frequency of doubt, and every promise whispers loud until the moment you check out. This is the longest second of my life, suspended aberration. I'm running on borrowed oxygen, held tight by sweet anticipation. I'm just a satellite caught in orbit, waiting for your signal to break the static. Break this satellite, radio silence, bring me back down to earth. Don't let this longing become a pattern. Don't let this weight define us, 'cause my rhythm is off. Baby, I need your steady anchor to remind us that this emptiness is only temporary, a space between the notes. Just hurry and crash the gate, let me hold what my soul deeply dotes on. I need your hands to steady mine, I need your hands to tell me when that lonely little tick, tick, tick will never sound the same again. Just waiting. 80 BPM ham heartbeat, listening for the rattle of a chain. Just break the silence, baby. I'm stuck here in glorious, soulful anticipation, waiting on your signal. Yeah, come bring me home. Satellite radio silence. Done. Yeah, just the sound of the rain against the pane. 8 o'clock became midnight, but I'm still here, baby, just waiting for that knock. The scent of sandalwood is heavy in the air. I fix the pillow, smooth the velvet on the chair. I dim the lights down low, just enough to see the silhouette the city casts upon the lonely me. My dress is pressed, shoes are off, I look too good to feel this slow. The vintage Marvin Gaye playlist finished and now it goes. I'm walking the perimeter of this small apartment room, trying to outrun this heavy sense of coming doom, but I can't. Silence used to be a comfort, now it's just noise. I keep checking the glass, avoiding the deep chords of headlights passing down the street, and my pulse is beating out of time with the rhythm of my feet. I could call, but what good would that do? I just need the physical weight of you. This ain't just waiting, this is chronograph love. Every second stretching out, sent from high above, just to test my patience, test my devotion true. I'm sitting here drowning in the anticipation of you. It's the beautiful lake of longing, anticipation sting, knowing the moment you walk in changes everything. Yeah. Changes everything. I'm tracing perfect circles on the condensation line, trying to convince myself that everything is fine, but the truth is, baby, I'm unraveling slow, caught in this empty space, nowhere else to go. I remember the promise, the whisper on the phone, said you'd be here soon. Now I'm standing here alone. My mind plays a highlight reel on repeat, and suddenly the silence feels less incomplete. If it means the reward is what I know it will be, I've mastered the art of listening for your key in the lock. I know the sound your shoes make when you reach the block. Every minor sound outside makes me jump and rise, just to be met by disappointment in my own tired eyes. I could leave, but what good would that do? I just need the physical side of you. This is chronograph love, every second stretching out, sent from high above, just to test my patience, test my devotion true. I'm sitting here drowning in the anticipation of you. It's the beautiful lake of longing, anticipation sting, knowing the moment you walk in changes everything. Yeah, changes everything. Let the hours bleed into the next day, I don't care. This deep, quiet longing is the only truth I wanna wear. This waiting feels like a sacrifice I have to make. I didn't get ready just to fall asleep, for goodness sake. This chair is cemented, my feet are rooted deep. You are the reason the clock is irrelevant now. You are the reason I still believe somehow. Oh, this ain't just waiting, this is chronograph love. Every second stretching out, sent from high above, just to test my patience, test my devotion true. I'm sitting here drowning in the anticipation of you. It's the beautiful ache of longing, anticipation sting, knowing the moment you walk in changes everything.
Yeah, chronograph love, darling. Just one more tick, one more top. Don't let me wait too long, no. My heart beats for the sight of your face. Just anticipation. Anticipation.
Waiting right here. The streetlights bleed their gold across the hardwood floor, and the air conditioning hums a minor chord I hadn't noticed before. I swear the ghost of your cologne still clings to the linen. Just enough sin to trick my heart into believing you are near. I walk the perimeter of this quiet room, slow and deliberate, tracing the outline of the space where our footsteps intersected. It's been 4 days, but my calendar keeps shouting Sunday, living proof that time slows down when you are miles away. I try to tune the radio to find some kind of static cure, but every single beat is measured, every note seems too pure. They say patience is a virtue, but baby I don't subscribe, when the only thing I need is the feeling of your hand resting on my side. Oh, I'm trapped between the memory and the promise. This tension in my soul is just anticipation. I'm living in these static intervals of waiting, praying the clock down turns to where you are. Every second is a lifetime too long, my love, when I know you're headed home to us. Oh. I called your number just to hear your voicemail sigh, a 5-second loop of your voice beneath a midnight sky.
The silence here is heavy, it's not peaceful. It's acidic. It mocks the easy way we fill the gaps with whispered words. I keep checking my reflection in the window pane, just searching for a flicker that this loneliness will finally wane. The city keeps moving, the traffic keeps its constant drone. But for me the world stopped turning the moment I realized I was alone. I try to breathe deep, convince myself that the distance is just air, but my body forgets how to function when the one it loves isn't there. They say absence makes the heart grow fonder, and it's true, I suppose. But the ache of this longing is the only rhythm that anybody knows. Oh, I'm trapped between a memory and the promise. This tension in my soul is just anticipation. I'm living in these static intervals of waiting, praying the clock down turns to where you are. Every second is a lifetime too long, my love. When I know you're headed home to us. Did time break its contract while you were on that flight? 'Cause the hours stretched like a ribbon pulled across the daylight. I wish I could skip the pages, fold the map, just fast forward the pain and hit play on the sweet moment when I hear your name. This longing is a beautiful burden, a necessary cost. I know what's waiting for me, and nothing truly is lost. Just waiting for the key to turn, the key to turn in the lock, anticipating you, baby. Yeah.